Woody,
Oh.
I know you like reality shows, so I found out about this incredible Japanese reality show that existed in the late 90s.
MXC.
I think the guy's name was Nasubi.
Oh,
but here's what they did. They locked him naked in a room with nothing, and they broadcast it live for 15 months. And the only way he could get food or any possessions at all was by the big pile of magazines in the room had all those mail-in sweepstakes. So he had to continuously enter mail-in sweepstakes until he'd accrued like 10,000 United States dollars. But that takes 15 months. So he was just going insane. No hair. He's got this beard. His hair's a mess. It's like Old Boy, except no like incest or craziness, right? He's going insane in this room. It's got 17 million viewers every Sunday night. It's huge. They edit it down into summaries that are played on weekdays. It's one of the bigger shows in the country, and people find the hotel, the apartment that he's locked in. So they come in the middle of the night and they kidnap him out of the room. The producers do. He wakes up, whole new apartment, whole new pile of magazines. Let's go again. It was absurd. It's like, how did this actually happen? I didn't believe it had happened the first time. I was like, somebody made some shit up. But I started Googling, and yeah, it happened. It happened.
15 months?
15 months. 15 months.
Do you remember
this
what
is a
it's
long
called?
time ago?
Is it late 90s?
Late 90s. It's in the late 90s, a Japanese game show called The Contestant. It was broadcast a man being locked in a room for 15 months. He was naked, starving, and alone. He was also unaware that his life was being broadcast on national television. The show was extremely popular.
Why did he think he was there?
17 million viewers every Sunday night. He thought it was a contest.
Day 75. I am so scared.
Like, he was a Japanese comedian who had won the lottery for a show business related job, and he was challenged to stay alone, unclothed, in an apartment for the show. Susunu. Susunu. The only possessions he had were those that he'd won from the sweepstakes. He'd mail in and get the stuff from the mail order stuff. Yeah, absolutely insane. The Japanese are on such another level with their game shows. That was probably the same time we were coming up with Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? Like, we went the massive, bigger than life capitalist route. They went creepy hidden camera, naked man locked in a room.
This
is
for a so
year
much
route.
Better than ours. This is way better than trivia for $1 million. Would you rather watch
this
trivia? Yes,
I love trivia.
Yeah, but I'd like to play trivia. I don't want to watch trivia. Like this fair. Is, and I wouldn't want to do this either. But this is at least interesting.
It's terrifying.
And I mean, he was challenged to enter until he won 1 million yen or whatever. That's $8,000.
Yeah, but you got to get. It's like $8,000 worth of free shit from the sweepstakes until he wins the show, I think was the deal. It's a little confusing.
Yeah, but prorated, that's 15 months of your life.
He said that he didn't quit because of his like Japanese spirit of determination, and also he didn't have any clothes.
And also because of the lock of the door.
How much time have you spent on this show, Taylor? When will you hit that long of time being in this room that you're in right now?
It'd be a long time to equate to 15 24-hour day or 15 months of 24-hour days. That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Especially if the only thing you have is like free magazines. It would probably be like you'd be getting like chick tracts from religious groups and all sorts of shit like that. Like, what else are you gonna win? Sushi, seaweed. I don't know what they sell in magazines in 1998 in Japan.
Other Japanese magazines. Who knows? It could be anything. You're a very strange culture, Taylor.
Nukes really set your crazy to 11, for the next 100 years or so. Apparently,
we beat
or maybe
shit
forever.
out of them. You know why? You know why they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki with the nukes? Why they picked those two? Well, there was a weather-related event, so like I think Tokyo got called up. But the reason that Hiroshima and Nagasaki were still standing is because they saved them. They saved those cities. All the other cities were destroyed already from conventional bombing raids and firebombing raids. They saved those two to test on.
But then they didn't even, not even
the biggest L ever. Huh?
That is a huge L. I was going to say like, that's a lot to save 2 entire cities. Like not even, because there was one person who's like, all right, we're going to save that city. And someone was like, no, you don't test things once. Like you test things. We already built Batman.
So that means they had 3
do with
cities. They were, that was a huge L they took. and now they've got like tentacle porn, and they're working themselves like 90 hours a week until they die at 32 years old and stuff.
I think they always did that. Well, they work themselves 90 hours a week till they die at 102.
I think they're trying to make up for like that L they took, trying to catch back up. I mean, they did in the 80s. They're still going though. It's wild. What an
And the worst part, they don't have any diversity, so it's
not a bit.
Or you could say 100%.
And how do they operate?
How do
they operate without all the food and music?
It's 100% diverse by the NBA code of diversity. Where apparently everywhere but fucking Switzerland is diverse.
Their trains aren't crashing into each other, and their airplane companies aren't going down for no reason.
That's true. That's true. They do know infrastructure.
Yeah.
They love taking care of it. They love gardens. I'd like to go to Japan. That'd be fun.
Oh, you should. It's awesome. It's
I think all three of you guys have been.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to go.
You went with didn't you go to Japan?
No, he went with Joe and like was ringside with him when Joe mysteriously didn't lose that fight to Anthony Pettis in spectacular fashion.
Yes. Yeah.
Man,
I remember him winning that fight.
This is like a Mandela effect. I would have sworn you went to Japan.
Fight, it's been an unfortunate. I was telling my girlfriend the other day. I was like, there was this one time where me and Woody drove like 20 fucking hours to support our boy because he was going to fight in an arena in Boston, and they beat the shit out of him, and we felt so bad, and we knew he wouldn't want to see us, so we just went home. I was like, we hadn't seen him in like a year and a half, 2 years before then, and
dishonorable.
I haven't seen him since.
We're out of here.
We saw him a little bit before
him.
Dude, I saw
fair.
Joe Lozon fight in Japan. Now in Japan, the crowds are different. They don't cheer and stuff. They watch in absolute silence. No one says a word. It's quieter than church, right?
Damn.
So they're in there fighting. You can hear every blow land, and then out of nowhere, Joe's coach Steve yells, "Keep your hands up, Joe!" Everybody heard it except Joe. And then comes the kick. And I was like, every time I watch the replay, I hear Steve's voice now. Hands up! And I wish Joe heard it too.
Was it weird that no one was cheering? Like I wouldn't have guessed that. Don't the Japanese like to drink, or is that Koreans?
I do think they like to drink, but in sports they're just dead silent. Hear a pin drop.